Okay, we'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today's meeting of the Monongalia County Commission is hereby called to order. Let the record reflect that all three commissioners are present. First item on the agenda is consent and approval with our county administrator, Renetta McClure. Good morning.
Good morning. We have 57 exonerations for $80,148.74, 12 requests for replacement tickets for $14,858.73, minutes for June 30th, 2021, vouchers, General County Fund, $237,072.07, coal severance, $12,712.08. Did I miss something?
No, I don't think that's the general county one. Hold on one second. Let me.
Do you need me to close the report?
Somehow in between. Oh, you've got it open.
Yeah, I'm going to need to close it.
Yeah, it.
I closed it if you need to. Sorry.
1 second. Okay. Sorry, you shouldn't do math in public. The change I made this morning isn't in there. 1 second. For the public, we have fiscal year 21 and fiscal year 22 items being processed at the same time, so which the okay, Renetta, I saved them. You go ahead and open it back up.
Okay, so the corrected amount for general fund is
Correct.
$1,391,240.01. Coal severance, $12,712.08. Dog tax, $47,757.46. Magistrate court, $45,554.98. 911, $4,204. Home confinement, $104,671.69. Chestnut Ridge Park, $4,037.24. Mason Dixon Park, $4,233.88. Recreation levy, $571.31. Reallocated coal, $24,717.68. Assessor's valuation, $2,319.31. Payroll, $2,202.12. Purchasing card vouchers, General County Fund, $24,125.72. 911, $1,736.24. Chestnut Ridge Park, $737.76. Mason Dixon Park, $162.73. Assessor's valuation, $2,943.75 for a voucher total of $1,673,927.96. We have a budget revision that requires state approval for a coal severance fund. This is the mandatory revision we do that takes care of any extra funds that were not used in the previous fiscal year. And then we have an in-house approval for general fund for the county clerk and county clerk elections. We have position vacancies for boards and authorities listed on our county website, and fiduciary orders for July 7th, 2021, and an itemized statement of services for George Armistead, fiduciary commissioner.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the agenda items that presented.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Sorry for the blip.
That's okay.
Next item on the agenda is introduction of new employees, personnel changes. Kelly? Are you doing both of the sheriff's positions?
I am, I guess I am the sheriff.
Okay.
Don't tell him.
Thank you.
Thanks.
For your approval, we have a part-time employee. This is Kelly Jo Zinn, so it's going to be a little interesting in the tax office to have two Kellys.
Yes.
But we think we'll make it work. They're coming up with a new name how they're going to address me. So
Oh, I have a couple.
We'll see. We'll see how that works out.
How about just Miss Palmer?
Her starting date
Ms.
was
Balls.
July 1st, part-time with no benefits.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, welcome to the county.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Okay, now you're doing the sheriff's other position?
No,
Okay, go ahead, Renetta.
they wanted to bring him up next week, but since we're not having a meeting, he just went ahead and sent the paperwork up. And
Okay.
the guy is on travel, so he wasn't able to be here.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
so Tristan Cooley is going to be a new deputy sheriff, and his start date is July 16th, and he has a salary of $3,659 per month.
Move for approval?
Second.
okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, position approved. Any more
Not that I'm aware of.
personnel changes? Okay. Next item on the agenda is comments from the public. We'll now open up the comments from the public session of the meeting. Anybody wishing to address the commissions, come forward and raise their hand and provide their name and address for the record. Okay, seeing no one come up, we'll close comments from the public. Next item on the agenda is presentation. Susan Riddle, Executive Director of Visit Mountaineer Country Convention and Visitors Bureau. And you want to do a presentation regarding Monongalia County Tourism Advancement Fund. You have the floor.
Yes. Do I need to state my name again? Susan Riddle.
on the
I also
agenda.
brought with me Hannah Williams. Hannah's our communications and public relations, and she's worked intimately with me on this particular initiative. So I have some things to distribute.
Ma'am?
Thank you, Susan.
Okay, there you go.
So the first thing on the materials I distributed is actually the press release. So this is a rollout. This is a launch today. We couldn't be more excited to assist the county in providing, reenacting, I guess, or reopening our, we've coined this as the Monongalia County Tourism Advancement Fund because it is limited to Mon County. So the press release is just separate, but then the next packet is essentially what we wanted to go over with you. There's several components to this launch. First, we want to review our landing page. So we've tried to establish this program in a much more manageable way than what it was in the past. In the past, it was very paper intensive, very labor intensive. So we've tried to make this as streamlined and as user-friendly as possible. So what you see here on the display is actually our landing page. And the materials attached to your agenda, you have this information in written form as well. The applications will be the statement of purpose of the program, which we have here. The Monongalia County Tourism Advancement Fund was created out of the generous support and leadership of the Monongalia County Commission. The goal of the MCTAF is to develop and provide sustainable events in Monongalia County to increase small business sales and attract visitors to the region to spend one more night and one more dollar. With aggressive tourism sales and marketing efforts, as well as VMCBB partner support in the areas of leisure, conference, sports, and special events, we can make a positive impact on the local economy and enhance the quality of life in Monongalia County and Mountaineer Country. So, our landing page here, we state the goals of the program. The actual grant process is outlined. We provide best practices. The online process is actually through a platform by the name of Smarter Select. It happened to be the granting platform that YCF used to use for their grant applications. It's much simpler, it's less expensive, and so it was something that was easy for us to work with. And then once the application goes through our process, we will be collecting post-event data so that we can track and trend and learn what the results are from the events that this happens to support. The next big section is our committee. We will have a review committee that we're in the process right now of still finalizing our members. To be honest with you, putting this all together took a lot more time because there were so many edits we did between the platform that we're using for the application process itself. We also have had to develop the evaluators piece of that platform, and then we will also be using our boardable platform once we get the group defined to communicate through polls and discussion feature of that platform. So it'll all be online. We won't be having a lot of, and we'll be able to turn things around much quicker. Before, it was a very slow process because we tried to get applications in, we distribute them to the group, we tried to schedule meeting. It was a lot of a big game of cat and mouse constantly. This will be more of a live process. So once we get an application and it's a completed application, Hannah will get notification of that through the platform. She'll be monitoring that daily. Once we get that, we'll be reviewing it for its completeness, essentially, before we send it out to the review committee. And then we will go through and circulate that with any comments as far as additional materials that have been submitted. But all those things will be maintained on the platform. So when reviewing an application, they'll be able to see absolutely everything that has been submitted. Then we'll be training our review committee. Essentially, there's three key components. We have small events that we've defined as requests less than $2,500. There's more information in the application, but these are kind of the highlights. In general, the smaller events have less requirements. We're all using the same application. We didn't do one application for small events and one application for larger events. It's just a matter of how much information. Essentially, the more you submit, the greater the strength of your application is going to be. And what we've done is, based on how we did this before, we took the full amount of the fund, the $150 from the county, and we designated $25,000 set aside for small events. And this is a fluid process. We will report to you as we have changes to it of any material where we keep finding little things that make our process better and will help us to be more efficient in the way that we go through this. So we can, if we have an absolute flood of small applications and we don't have any large, well, we may bump that up from 25 to more. It just depends on how they come in. Larger events, obviously, are the opposite of that. Requests greater than $2,500. They have more requirements, so they're asked for safety plans and licensing and things that we want to make sure we're promoting best practices. We want to make sure that the events that we are supporting are doing things the way that our community needs them to be done, whether it be the health department license or working with a fire and safety plan with 911 or traffic, whatever. And they are the larger events. Their request is limited to less than 30% of their total event expenses. That's kind of a baseline in all the grant application process that I've been involved with YCF over the years. That's kind of a national, a common parameter for larger requests. And then I already told you what the review process would be. Once the applications are approved, the application processing, what we've stated right now is reviews will be completed within 30 days of receipt of all required information. That's we try to undercommit and overdeliver. We are well aware that events are already chomping at the bit. I've had many calls on this already. In the past, we required that everybody had to submit their application no less than 90 days before their event. Well, that's not going to happen right now. We're in different circumstances, so we're trying to ebb and flow. My goal is once we get an application to get that out and back from the review committee within a week's time. It just depends on their schedule, and then once that's done, we can start to process things on our end. Applicants will be notified by us and payments processed per the guidelines, which they'll get 50% before their event, depending on when they ask for it, right? And then they will get the other 50% upon completion of their post-event report.
Perfect.
So in the past, we asked for a post-event report and gave them too much of the money up front, and we never saw them. So we didn't know how many people attended. We didn't know where their audience was. We didn't get a chance to really look and see. There wasn't enough teeth in the process. So this is what we've said so far. If we have requests and we need to modify, we will entertain those to however improves the program. And then as far as other items I have at the bottom of this outline, we will issue a monthly report on this process and the results of the activity that we encounter with our monthly financial reports. I don't have the report together yet, but I expect it to be something very similar to what I distributed when we were first talking about the concept. And like I've said all along here, it's an ongoing process improvement based on the lessons that we learned through this. We're really interested in this being a flagship example. I've already had multiple areas throughout the state contact me and have asked, hey, are you guys doing something like this? Is there something that any of your municipalities are helping you in the following areas? And so based on the number of inquiries I've already gotten, I would surely expect that this will be something that we will be asked to share, like we have with other things. So that's a lot of information. I know it's really quick. Are there any questions? Are there any?
Honestly, as far as I'm concerned, I don't really have any questions because you're very thorough as always, Susan. So, Tom?
Yeah, I really want to give kudos to Susan and her staff. I thought the hard part was coming up with the idea and the money. That was the easy part. And this couldn't be done without the support of my two colleagues that said, okay, well, let's do it. And I'm really clear, I want the public to understand, this is all three county commissioners saying, how are we going to jumpstart this summer's programs and economic growth for small businesses? And as Susan would call me, it took a lot more timing because we kept coming up with more problems, finding loopholes and
Right.
so on, and we kept doing it, and then she'd call me back and then try it with other people and stuff like that. And this turnaround within 3 or 4 weeks is just unbelievable. And I just want to say, and I'll tell later, we were on a call with Greene County, and they're like, wow. So they would be the first in the state in Pennsylvania to do this. So they're interested in seeing how we're doing this because they love this idea on a smaller scale. But yeah, I've received numerous phone calls. Everyone's asking. And not only that, but it's also going to put people on our website.
It will.
That's the other thing. So,
Yeah.
while I'm looking at that, look what's also going on.
There's far too much content on this landing page. That's
Yes.
not what we normally do. We try and engage people more, but we wanted to be as upfront and as clear with everyone so that they could kind of read through the process and see. And you can go on and preview the application.
Right.
You don't have to submit.
I like
You
that.
can work on the application and leave your information and then come back to it without losing it. So that's huge. And as I've found out, I guess it's more common for individuals to come to municipal bodies in general and say, hey, can you help support this or help support that? We've really tried to go through this and set it up. I kept telling Hannah in the mornings, I'd say, I'm really sorry, I don't turn it off at night. I was sleeping last night and I was thinking about this and I think we need to change this and this. And so we started doing that quite a bit. So I think we've captured a lot of things, and then we actually even shared it with Blaine Turner. Jenna Royce, she started poking holes at, well, what about this and what about that? So I'm not saying we've uncovered everything, but I think we've addressed most of it, and it's going to be, let's see what we get as far as applications, and then from there, we'll see what questions the evaluators have, because that always happens, and we'll see what we need to do to make sure that it really fits what your original intent was for providing the funds in the first place.
We were talking about what recreational programs and fields and, resources we have, and that's one of the ideas they have to give us the information, so we'll be able to come back in a year and say, here's the kind of programs the public likes, here's what we have, and it fills the holes. And that's what, again, I could say that I learned that from working with you two, that, it's real easy to give money, but it's what you get in return, which is the information.
Sure.
So we can work on it. So that's,
Yeah, this is a true investment from the county. We don't look at it as anything we do. We don't look at it as handouts. It's always investing and trying to bring money back in, and I think this will pay for itself
I would
many times
certainly
over
think so.
going forward. So
Yeah.
good job. We really appreciate the effort and all the work you put into this.
The only question I would have, and Renetta, this is probably a question for Phil, that you did a good job with your indemnity agreement. I just wondered if the county should be named.
Be added to it.
since we're providing the funding, I don't think it
Let me
would
know,
hurt.
and we'd be happy to do that. We just
Yeah.
used the same one that we had before.
Yeah.
Because as you know, with various and sundry events, sometimes things, you need to cover your bases, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'd be glad to do that, and I eventually would like to share this with each one of the areas that we serve. They don't have to have a lot of money. Not everybody has the same amount, doesn't make a
Could be
difference. The
25,000.
communities are different sizes as well. So the real thing is promoting best practices, because every area, I know Preston County specifically has talked to me extensively about challenges that they have with large events that are held often on private property, and then people just expect that the county fills in here, cleans up, all those kinds of things, and, there's not always the best model to follow, but I think we should have a lot of that built into this already, and then we'll see from there.
I'm looking forward to getting started. Just send us the check.
Okay.
I mean, the invoice.
Okay?
I like
We
the way
already
you
did.
said it.
Yeah.
Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
oh yeah,
already
we
sent
made
it to
sure
you.
we had the.
I haven't
invoice.
seen it yet. So.
Okay.
Oh, okay, it was last week, yeah.
I like the first way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send the check. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you
We're
for all the
excited
work
about
you
working
did,
on
and
it.
we apologize how much extra
Oh, no.
time
no.
it took, because
We wanted to make sure we did it right.
you
And
did.
It'll be, what we did in the past was gonna be hard to manage.
Right,
This should be much easier. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is grants. Calling grants, none? Okay. Correspondence.
I don't have any.
no,
Nothing
quiet
on the
week.
agenda.
No, just the one we had last week.
Unfinished business, there is none. New business. Consider for approval requisition number 48 for the UTC Series 2017 Administrative Expense Fund.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, for your information, this is $2,107.50 payable to Municap. We have a first and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Consideration to approve a letter of support for Island Park Foundation's 2021 Abandoned Mine Land Grant application.
Move to support.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, well, we have a first and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next item is to consider for approval an appointment to the West Run Board of Zoning Appeals.
We had a vacancy left from Eric Powell had resigned. And we had a Nathaniel Gladish from Sun Court that has applied. We've been advertising it for a few weeks and hadn't received any other applications.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Gladish is approved. To consider request submitted by Mark Music, Monongalia County Assessor, for the use of the courthouse square on July 9th, 2021.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Consideration to approve the job description and subsequent advertisement of Assistant Park Superintendent for Mason-Dixon Historical Park.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, this is just to fill the vacancy left by our appointment of J.R. Petsko to our county park director. So we have a first and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, consider for approval the budget request submitted on behalf of Mason-Dixon Historical Park, Camp Muffley, and Chestnut Ridge Park.
Move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any other items for Netta?
I do not.
Okay. Reports from elected officials and/or department supervisors. Would anybody would like to report? Our county clerk, Ms. Planey. Good morning, Carrie.
Morning.
Hey, Gary.
How are you this morning?
Good.
Hey, how are you?
Fine, thank you. I just wanted to come and bring to your attention a couple of things. I'm sure you already are aware that the Board of Education is scheduling to hold a special election in September. They're going to, it's my understanding they've already discussed this at the board, and they're going to issue an order for that at their next meeting. It'll be Saturday, September the 25th. Our office, they have asked the county clerk's office if we would manage the operations of the election for them, and we have agreed to do so. And they are the Board of Education is ordering the election, so they're responsible for all the finances and everything for that. The only part that the county commission will play is in canvassing. Under the code, the county commission must canvass the election. And so I wanted to make sure that you had that on your schedule for Friday, October the 1st. That will be the Friday after the election, and per the code, that's when the canvass will be held. We'll do it at the Mount Air Mall, just where we've done it in the past. So if you would build that onto your calendar. In addition, there was a House Bill 2967 that passed last year in 2020, went into effect July 1st of this year, and it is a bill, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it or not, but it is a bill that is starting to give back to the county 10% of the excise tax that has been distributed to the state. And it's a 10-year phase out of the state's receiving the county, a portion of the excise taxes collected in our office. So just on an average for last year, the portion of excise tax that we sent to the state of West Virginia for fiscal year 21 was about $1.5 million. So we're looking, starting with this fiscal year, to start recouping about $150,000 to $200,000 a year, and that 1.5 million will phase out, and will just over a 10-year period, and we'll just will come back to be all on the county side. So
Great.
I thought I would end my comments on a positive note.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the word about the Board of Education special election. We have not been
No.
formally notified. We heard it through the grapevine that they were going to have a special election, which is disappointing. I wish they would have come and talked to us ahead of time, as
Well-
I've been urging them for 4 years to address their next excise SX levy, but thank you for letting us know.
Well, they did contact us, and I've been having conversations with Nicole Kemper and Beth Harvey. I will present to you a letter that they had sent to me, and maybe they felt that if they notified me about it, since they were ordering the election. But I will give this to Renetta, this
Okay.
letter.
Thank you. And Renetta, would you put the October 1st date on our, is that,
Carrie?
would that be 9 o'clock, Carrie? Normal canvassing, 9 o'clock?
Probably 10. We'll probably start at 10.
10.
Yeah,
We'll put
because
it on
that'll
our
give us
calendar.
time to get up there and get everything ready.
And could you stay for a couple minutes? I need to ask you a question.
Sure. Stay as
About
long as
August
you want.
7th. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
August 7th. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thanks, Carrie.
Anyone else? Kelly Palmer's here. I do want to thank you publicly, Kelly, for working with our broadband committee to put the brochures in the tax mailers, which would
Yes.
save us a lot of expense. And we'll get those out to everybody in the county that actually has a tax ticket. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, there's no one else. Reports from county commissioners. Tom?
Sure.
So I looked
Yeah,
this
you
way,
look
so
at him.
Tom.
and say, Yeah.
Well, I
Real
almost-
quickly again.
I almost forgot somebody last week. I was trying to remember.
That's right.
who I
No
almost
problem,
forgot.
We had a meeting with Greene County this morning, and I'm very excited that the working relationship we have. They're very interested when we expand and grow, that they benefit, and they realize that too, and they want to be a part of it. And as I said, once we mentioned about the Tourism Advancement Fund, they were all on it and said, we would love to do something, and then they would be the leader. It'd be real great to have a small county like that be the leader of the state to come up with funds and programs. So they are very interested in that, so you might be getting calls on that, but I'll send that. The other thing is I met yesterday with State Senator Bob Beach and President Anthony Hancock of Pierpont Community and Technical College. What they are hoping to do is, since they are, quote, a community college, they are trying to get a foothold and open up doors in the county surrounding them. And we discussed some issues, and not that we can announce at this time, but I'm very excited that they may be able to offer some things here that is a need for our county and our community, and especially that 20% that don't go to college, but also could be using some sort of, don't go to a four-year college, but could be using some sort of programs here. And we'll hear more about it in the very near future.
Just a reminder about the job fair tomorrow at Waterfront Place Hotel. Was it 10 a.m. I think is when it is?
Yes.
10 a.m.
10 to 4.
So they're going to have a lot of 30 different employers or something there. So please spread the word. That's all.
Thanks, Jeff. Since our last meeting, last Thursday, I had my Mason-Dixon Historical Park Advisory Committee meeting. And then the meeting schedule was a little light with the 4th of July holiday. Hope everybody had a great 4th. Today, I had actually 2 broadband calls before we got on, I came in for this meeting, so things are really starting to percolate in regards to our broadband activities. Tomorrow I have a MAP Executive Committee meeting. Then I believe Congressman McKinley will be visiting the Sobering Center, so if my meeting allows, I may participate in that. And then we have the Development Authority meeting in the afternoon. And Friday I have a couple, I'll actually be on vacation, but I do still have a couple broadband calls on Friday to take care of. So other than that, I've got a short report this week.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned.